This video was produced by One thing that we believe in the center is that you do not start in preschool to prepare children for their school careers. We believe it starts at infancy.
In my mind, preschool, pre-transitioning practices are just as essential as prenatal care when it comes to education. It's a human and civil right for children. And I think that it's very important that we provide for all children what I was able to provide for mine.
What we're looking for are children who, because of their risk factors, have a high probability of struggling when they hit kindergarten, first grade, up to third grade reading. And we want to be sure we intervene early for those children because research tells us that they're the kids that really require intervention to be successful.
We have 25% of our children that are coming to us not speaking much English. We have 11% that are special needs. And we have 98% that leave here ready for kindergarten. So, you know, the things that we're doing work because this is the best age to do those things for the children. And we know that, and now's the opportunity, and we can't let it go by.
The staff are of high quality, they're highly educated, and they're invested in what they do. I truly believe that what the staff bring into the center plays a huge role in the success and the quality of the center.
There's a nurturing environment when you come in the classroom. Parents and any visitors are going to feel that warmth when you come in. Children are seen, they're heard, they're allowed to vocalize what they're thinking.
Being able to provide a full continuum of services to children is important, and we have, classrooms. We're very fortunate because we do have a good blend of children in all of the classrooms, and that is a very intentional process, making sure that we're taking into consideration socioeconomics and all kinds of factors that would impact the children so that we get good, diverse blends in the classrooms.
We hear lots of good news from parents. Parents are really excited about the ways they see their child growing and learning, and parents feel very confident that their child is ready for kindergarten.
Our children do incredibly well in kindergarten. They arrive there with self-esteem. They know how to wait for a turn. They have developed enough resilience that they can recover from a disappointment. They have the social skills to make a friend or solve a problem or get help if they need it. They've done plenty of fine motor activities, plenty of group activities, plenty of gross motor activities. We've picked up any developmental delays, or we've certainly tried to. So they're walking into that environment with all of those things, but maybe most important, they are excited to go to big school.
Early childhood is so important, but for me, one thing that I really wrestle with is the cost. Being able to afford it and being able to have that long-term view of we're going to make this investment now and it will pay out as time goes on.
Without programs that are free like Early Head Start is, I couldn't afford to put Mason in a daycare. There's no way in the world that I would ever be able to, because my checks are $80 for 2 weeks where I make minimum wage, and daycare is like $100 a week. I know from where my mom put me in it, and I can never do it.
In our structure, you do have some kids that are super poor, and then you have kids that are caught in the middle where their parents, they're not poor enough where they would be put on these programs, but they just couldn't afford to send them to these more expensive schools. So setting up a program that made it universal, it took finances out of education, and that was our goal.
When you get individuals and organizations at the same table for the good of the children, and this is largely a relationship building exercise where your common denominator, what you hope at the end of the day brings people to the table, is that you want your community to thrive, you want your children to thrive.
We truly believe that comprehensive services are needed for families at that level. And so we've pulled that model in, and we get a lot of support from the school board with local funding to match the Virginia Preschool Initiative and to support the Head Start program.
This collaborative braided program really rose up as a result of all of those conversations and people agreeing and believing that all children should be educated with other children their age and in diverse groups. So it was the commitment on the part of that group that really pushed us to a point where the conditions are in place so that there's local money available to really maximize the use of any federal and state money so that we can serve children at all age groups.
We looked at it as an economic development strategy because if we have a highly educated workforce, that will attract companies to come to our community. And if we start the children at a very early age, we will create that habit of a learning process.
By investing early in programs like Bright Beginnings or Head Start, and then looking long term, we know that our children are going to be less likely to drop out of school, less likely to have teen pregnancies, less likely to need additional support services in school, more likely to be a taxpayer when they come out of school, that there are longitudinal, long-term impacts on children when they receive a high-quality early intervention program.
These are children. These are our future. Is this how you want to invest in them? By sitting in front of a TV all day, wasting those little minds? We have to do more as a community, as policymakers. And they need to listen to, policymakers need to listen to parents. They need to listen to child development experts. They need to listen to teachers, center directors, principals. More of an open forum for us to be able to articulate what our real needs are. Give them a real picture